Good Friday, everyone, and thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on the second day of January 2015. And waking up this morning, we have partly cloudy to clear skies, a few clouds, more so over the Hudson River Valley region this morning, and especially over interior New Jersey. Other than that, generally skies are partly cloudy to clear outside of where the clouds are, so it's not a bad morning out there. The more clouds are over the interior of New Jersey, also Pennsylvania, portions of the lower Hudson Valley. Central and southern New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania generally have fairer skies at the time. Temperatures are pretty uniform throughout, with temperatures generally in the low to the mid 30s across the region. Dew points are very dry, and the winds are pretty light out of the west, but there are still some gusts out on the eastern end of Long Island around Montauk Point, and also around LaGuardia Airport this morning, reporting some winds of about 18 gusts up to 24 miles per hour. Central Park is partly cloudy this morning and 36. LaGuardia is 37, also 37 at Kennedy. Newark International is mostly cloudy and freezing at 32. Out towards White Plains up the Hudson Valley, 33 degrees this morning at White Plains, and Newark Liberty International once again 32, and mostly cloudy. Visible satellite coming up this morning shows a lot more cloud cover over the interior sections here, not so much clouds south and east of eastern Jersey here, the coastal regions, parts of Long Island. Also seeing a less of cloud cover this morning, and an increase of cloud cover across the southern mid-Atlantic region as a result of the storm system, which will be and a warm front actually, which will be moving up in our direction over the next 24 hours, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Here's our precipitation shield out to the south and west, and this will continue to build towards the north and east over the next 12 to 24 hours. We can see very little activity, maybe some moisture here coming in from off the lakes, most of the activity to our south and west, so we remain in a dry forecast for today. Morning surface chart from WeatherRoanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our high pressure ridge centered over Kentucky this morning, and it is building across the region. And here's our area of low pressure developing on the southern flank of this, high with a return flow out over the southeastern areas here of Missouri and Arkansas and Georgia here, as well as Mississippi actually. And this will be moving in our direction over the next 12 to 24 hours. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We have small craft advisories until noon today for the coastal waters that you see here, south of Long Island, north of Long Island, North Shore, South Shore, and coastal New Jersey until around noon today. They'll probably be dropped off after that, and then they'll probably come back up again by Saturday night on the coastal waters here. Sunday and Monday, a warm front lifts through the region, and then a strong cold front sweeps through the region in the evening. A southerly flow out ahead of this will result in advisory level gust along with elevated seas. It appears that much of the warmer air moving in on Sunday will keep mixing less over the water, and the winds will then shift to the westerly direction behind the front, with the potential for low-end gale gust later Sunday night and Monday. So it's going to be an active period coming up. Tuesday, the conditions overall should be below small craft advisories as a clipper system arrives across the region. For the aviation weather deck, VFR today and tonight, light southwest winds early this morning should veer around, become more westerly at around 14 or 16 Z this morning. Wind gust of 15 to 20 knots expected to develop around the same time, and the winds will relax late in the day as high pressure settles overhead and daytime mixing wanes. For Saturday and Sunday, periods of rain from around midday Saturday through Sunday morning, then tapering off to showers during Sunday. As a result, MVFR and IFR conditions developing, and there should be some mixed precipitation for a little while around Reading and Allentown Saturday afternoon and early evening before quickly changing to all rain. The conditions should transition to VFR by late Sunday, followed by a strong cold frontal passage, gusty southeasterly to southerly winds on Saturday, especially close to the coast, turning south-southwest Sunday and then becoming west-northwest after the cold front moves through on Sunday night. Monday VFR with west to northwest winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to around 25. Tuesday, a quick-moving system, Clipper, crosses the region. Some light snow could accompany it, especially north of Philadelphia. Any snow could result in ceilings and visibility restrictions for just a little while. And right now, outside of Newark Airport, we have freezing at 32, dew point 18, humidity 56%. The wind is southwest at 10, overcast conditions at 25,000. A few clouds around at 5,002. basically VFR in place for today and tonight. Philadelphia International 36, dew point 16, humidity 44%. The wind is just due west at 9, visibility 10 miles. More clouds at around 20 and 26,000 feet, and VFR in place. And the NAMWRF composite reflectivity precipitation type forecast from Penn State's eWall site shows a mix of sun and clouds across the region today. It should probably dry out a little bit more than some of the modeling is indicating this morning. So it looks a little bit more cloudier this morning than this afternoon. Streamers of a few lake snow showers across the lakes here into New York, not affecting our region. The increase of cloud cover today, temperatures will be in the upper 30s to lower 40s across the region. And then the clouds really thicken up during tonight. Precipitation to our south and west starts out as a little bit of scattered snow, a little bit of light sleet, a little bit of rain, with the system moving towards the Great Lakes on Saturday night and Sunday. And eventually that just pulls all the rain into the area as the warm air advection continues. The warm front moves through on Sunday morning. Pockets of moderate to heavy rain, maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half across the entire forecast region. And then by Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, cold front comes through, and with it, there goes our warm weather. Temperatures on Saturday afternoon getting back up into the upper 40s and low to mid 50s. Same thing on Sunday before the cold front comes through. And then it's bye-bye and down the tank we go once again. GFS forecast into motion from, well, Tropical Tibbetts actually. It's the GFS, the operational run anyway. And let's move forward here. Here is our high pressure moving off the coast. Here's our frozen precipitation and rain from I-95 south and coastal areas moving in on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. And then eventually everybody just goes over to all rain as the system really deepens towards the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River Valley, drags the warm front through the area, pockets of moderate to heavy rain, and then cold front comes through on Sunday afternoon, and the rain begins to exit from west to east and from southwest to northeast. And then the cold Arctic air, this is a strong Arctic cold front, strong Arctic air and high pressure begins to build in, gusty northwesterly winds, and well, clearing skies with clipper, partly cloudy skies, mixed cloud and sun actually during the day. You could find some snow plumes across the lakes here in the downwind, the lakes here into the Great Lakes in New York. Also south of Ohio River Valley here, as the cold air just continues to pour into the region. Then a clipper in the northern stream crosses the Great Lakes. The clipper then moves towards the Great Lakes, right along the Great Lakes here into southern New England. And some snow could be breaking out here by Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. It will definitely be cold enough to stick. Temperatures will be falling back into the upper 20s for highs on Monday, the low to mid 20s on Tuesday. So it's definitely going to be cold enough for the ground for this to stick. In some areas here, we could be talking about a couple of inches over northern reaches here. Still too warm right along the coastal plain and maybe perhaps south of New York City, but everybody should see some snow on the ground. How much? Probably just a couple of inches with clippers, but we'll continue to monitor this. This doesn't look like it's going to last very long and then move off the coast. And then we get into another cold pattern with more lake streamers here across the Great Lakes, high pressure building in, and cold, cold air. Temperatures during the latter, mid to later part of next week, the first full week of January 2015, will remain blustery and very cold, unseasonably cold actually. And then a series of cold fronts will move through the region, enhancing and basically enhancing the cold air that's already going to be in place across the region on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We head into next weekend. The atmosphere begins to warm up just a little bit, but still, the Clipper system, another system coming in from the Midwest, tries to isotropically lift across the region. We have a cold dome still in place, so we could be talking about some snow again in the same time following the next following week if this holds up. And again, this would be more of a coastal storm, more rain impacts and sleet also as well across southeastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and coastal plains of New Jersey and New York City. And then that moves out, and then basically just cold air. Once again, reloading over the forecast region. Not extreme cold air, but just cold air. All the real cold Arctic air over the Hudson Bay region will remain to the north, but still some of this will have an influence on our weather pattern going forward. We talked about some of the fundamental changes in our winter pattern that needs to change in order to get big snowstorms here or coastal storms along the mid-Atlantic coast states this winter. Thus far, the forecast is not completely blown yet. I mean, there are many months, many years actually during the month of December where there's no snow on the ground. So previous years that could have been the case, but that's probably not the norm. So I wouldn't say that winter's busted yet, but there are a couple of fundamental changes that still need to be captured and changed across basically the air, the land, and the sea. Not so much the sea, not so much the land, but basically the stratosphere and where the QBO numbers are going during the month of January. We discussed a lot of this in detail in our three-step video forecast discussions, and we're not going to rehash it here during today's daily video forecast discussion. We'll just keep monitoring, and you should too. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm Forecast Robert Smith. You can find us also on Google+, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm Forecast Robert Smith. Make it a good Friday, and we'll talk to you again bright and early on Monday morning.